I dated two other guys after my ex. And all I kept saying is, I really don't want to get to know a man. Like, I don't want to get to know him. I don't want to get to know his quirks or his likes or his dislikes. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not interested. Y'all, I have not done what I normally do whenever I am doing a video every day. Normally I have batches of videos ready and waiting to go out. But since I decided at the 9th hour to participate in Vlogtober, I am not being as prepared as I'd like to be. So I needed to get up early this morning and get this video out because it's going to be a quite busy day. I've got to go to the bank. I have a gig tonight and we're supposed to be wearing jerseys. And I think I'm going to have, well, and I don't think I'm going to have, I have a wardrobe malfunction. And I need a jersey. Now, I could do one or two things. I can go out and I think there's like this, I can't think of the store, but there's a store that might sell like sportswear. So I can go there and pick up a shirt and then just kind of wear my little shorts and all that. Or I can call Mr. And I can ask Mr., can I borrow one of his jerseys? And I'm hesitant only because I was on the phone with one of my guy friends on yesterday. And if I haven't shared with you all, we have Jeffrey Osborne tickets for October 10th. And being a part of the band, just sometimes you get free perks. So at the casino that we have our residency, one of the big wigs came by one night while we were performing, or actually on one of our breaks. And he came by, he was like, do you like Jeffrey Osborne? I was like, absolutely. And so he was like, well, here you go. I'm going to give you guys some tickets, right? And so I said, well, thank you. And he ended up giving us 20 tickets to go see Jeffrey Osborne. Well, again, if you've been with me any length of time, you know everybody in my band is either married or coupled up, except me. I ain't thinking about no man. That's just point blank, period. But, I did not want to go to this Jeffrey Osborne concert alone. And because my ex and I are on excellent terms, when I say excellent, I mean excellent terms, I called him up and I said, hey, you want to go to this Jeffrey Osborne concert? He was like, yeah. And it just happens to fall within the week that it's his birthday week. Now, I can't remember. I think his birthday is either the 5th or the 6th of October. So the concert is the 10th. And so I just told him for his birthday, I'll take him. And so he was 1000% on board with it. But I'm telling one of my guy friends this. And I mean, the whole time I'm telling him the story, he's giggling like, I said, what is that for? And he was trying to insinuate that my ex would probably be expecting a bigger birthday gift. When I tell you it took everything in me not to cuss him out. You know, and again, he's, you know, it's tongue in cheek and he's ha ha ha, but saying it. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I get it. I get it. You trying to be funny, but when I tell you it ain't that type of party. It ain't that type of party. We are going to have a good time, but it ain't that type of party. So I've got to decide whether or not I'm going to call him and get this jersey and just borrow one, or if I'm just going to go to the store, because this is like the second, is this the second or third time? It's either the second or third time that we've worn jerseys as a part of our outfits when we are performing. But I'll have my mind made up. So either way, either I have to go and pick up the jersey or I have to go and purchase a jersey. I still have to get out. So how many of you all Speaking of exes, how many of y'all have how do the young people say you spin the block? Is that what they call it? When you spin the block, when you go back to an old fling, an old love, an old lover. I'm trying to think. I know I did it once in college because I dated the same guy for all 4 years. So I definitely spun the block with him. But I'm trying to think if I've done it with anyone else. Because even when my ex and I, when we called ourselves breaking up, we really never stopped dealing with each other. You know, we took the title away back in 2019, but I didn't finally truly leave the relationship until 2022. Yeah, it was 2022. So I can't say that I spun the block with him because we never stopped dealing with each other until 2022. So I don't have a desire to spin the block with an ex. And when I was with my sorority sister on last night, and we were, just kind of chatting it up at the margarita bar, she was saying how her new beau and her, I think they were high school sweethearts and have reconnected in recent years. And when I say he is the best thing for her, and has been the best thing for her in a very long time. He had invited one of his guy friends to one of the events that we had for our sorority last weekend. And he was saying how his friend brought a girlfriend that they dated some years ago and they're now reconnecting. Is this a thing? Am I missing something? I know dating in your 50s, and I think they're in their mid 40s. But I know dating in your 50s is hard. That's why I don't understand why some women and men decide to divorce and not decide to try to work it out. And I get it. The last time I was married was never. I was just with my ex for almost 10 years. And again, that was my choice. So before people like, you was somebody for 10 years and he didn't marry you, please believe me, I wasn't trying to marry him. He didn't marry me and I wasn't trying to marry him. And again, it only works when people say stuff like that. It only works for individuals who desire marriage. And for a long time that I have not desired marriage. So I was okay having that type of relationship and it worked for us. And that's all that matters. But I don't know if this is a thing where people are reconnecting and, basically saying, let's do it again. Do it again. I don't want to do it again. I don't ever want to go back. Not to that. Not now, not ever. But if this is a thing, I'm wondering if it's because, people are getting out there and really seeing that the grass is not always greener. And for me, I just remember when I dated two other guys after my ex. And all I kept saying is, I really don't want to get to know a man. Like, I don't want to get to know him. I don't want to get to know his quirks or his likes or his dislikes. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not interested. So I remember, the last guy that I dated, and again, he was the last and the most brief. But I just remember how annoyed I was. Like, it's just a lot of work to try to get to know somebody, especially if you're really not into the dating scene. And that's when I realized, like, you're really over this. Like, you're really over this. So people spinning the block, especially those after a divorce, what I'm getting is it's easier to go back to something that's familiar than it is to embark on something new. But at 53 and trying to learn a man, when I tell you that's so uninviting. And, men could probably say that about women. But I think right now, for me, I am so content. And I want to say set in my ways, because that's the term. You just set in your ways. No, I'm content in my ways. My ways bring about peace. My ways allow for tranquility to flow. My ways allow for me to be my most authentic self. And if I don't want to do anything, I don't have to. Like I'm washing clothes right now, but I know when I was actively in a relationship, there was such a schedule for things to be done because I was literally living out of two homes, and I would literally have to make an appointment for me to come back to my house because I spent so much time at my ex's. And I love that I have my time back. What they say, I've reclaimed my time. So I don't have a desire to spin the block. I don't have a desire to check in with another human being. Now, my family has that 360. And my cousin, she stays on me about making sure that it's on. And she think I'm creeping. She think I'm doing some stuff and things. She's like, it's off. You need to turn it back on. You know your 360 is off again. We don't know where you're at. She said, this world is crazy and we need to keep connected. We need to know where each and every person in our family is at. So you need to keep on your 360. And I do. I really do. And I know sometimes what'll happen is it will say, I think the verbiage kind of talks about like it's been running in the background for so many days. Do you want it to continue to run, or do you want it to only run when you basically say so? And sometimes I'll push that button like, yeah, I just want it to run. Because if it's running continuously in the background, I'm a little paranoid. I don't know what it's doing. I mean, I know they following, but who else following me? I don't know. So sometimes I'll push that button, and I think that because of that, it'll kick me out until I remember. And then if I go somewhere, if I go out of town, if I go too far away from home, I have to remember to go back in and turn it back on. And that's the problem. I don't always remember. But I think my cousin is she think I'm creeping. She think like, and she's like, I know you grown. I know you don't always want us to know what you do. I said, it has nothing to do with it. I would rather you all know where I'm at just in case something go down, But I promise you, I'm not entertaining anybody. It's just that I just may say no, let it stop running in the background. And as a result, like I said, I don't always remember to put it back on. Yeah. Y'all like my Dollar General? No, it's not Dollar Tree cup. So I went, and my cousin wanted me to pick up her some Dollar Tree, what were they? Light bulbs. And so my other cousin told her, they got them for $1.25. You need to try them. They're pretty good. So she asked me to pick her up some light bulbs. And while I was there, I ended up seeing cups with initials. And because my name starts with a V, I never, ever, 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 I shouldn't say never, ever. Well, no, I don't think I have anything with a V on it. I'm always having to find something with another initial, whether it's my middle name, whether it's my last name. It's never, I shouldn't say never because it's not never, but rarely ever do I find anything with a V on it. And so my cousin's name is Valissa. So I'm like, well, I know we're not going to find two V's. So I ended up having to go with the letter C. But I like my little Dollar Tree coffee cup. I really do. So what else? What else is going on? I don't know. Again, I normally have batched videos ready to go, or I have a list of things that I want to discuss. And at this point, honey, I have nothing. So maybe at some point I might end up including a piece of a video and then coming back and talking. I don't know. But today's going to be a busy day. I thought I was going to be able to just kind of sit and chill. I don't necessarily need to do a lot of talking on today, but I definitely have to do some running around. Definitely. What do you guys have planned on this Saturday? What is it? Saturday, October 4th, 2025. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for continuing to joining me on this journey of loving me more. This is Vita with Life Her Way. Y'all have a good one. Smooches. Bye, y'all.